I'm Ellen.
And I'm Barbara. We're parents.
And we're teachers. We've spent countless hours working with kids and adults using the phonics game, and we'd like to share what we've learned with you so you can have a successful experience too. This video is going to tell you why the phonics game works and how to move effectively through the program. We'll even give you some tips for successful use.
Many people have asked us what the phonics game really is and why it works so well. The phonics game is an explicit, systematic way to teach phonics, which is just a method of teaching reading through letter sounds. It's a highly successful program because it teaches not only the sounds, but also when each letter makes that specific sound. People really have three styles of learning. Some learn best using their ears, auditorily, some with their eyes, visually, and some through touch, kinesthetically. The phonics game incorporates all three learning styles, so everyone can learn to read with this program. The phonics game also works well because it starts at the beginning by building a solid foundation with all 44 sounds of the English language and the 43 rules of phonics and spelling.
You might have been nervous when you opened the phonics game and saw everything that it contained, but don't worry. These videos will walk you through the entire program. The sounds video teaches you all of the sounds that you need to know to play the game. Because these sounds are the basis of phonics, it's very important to learn them correctly. So take your time to do that. The sounds are also taught on the Sounds and Spelling audio tape and in the playbook. Moving through the program is simple. Step 1, review your pronunciation of the 44 sounds of the English language by watching the sounds tape. It's in 2 sections. There's a quick sounds review for those of you who are already familiar with the sounds of each letter, and the detailed sounds lesson for those of you who are learning phonics for the first time or trying to improve your English pronunciation. Step 2, after you review all of the sounds, pop the How to Play video in your VCR and watch instructions for Game 1. Turn off the video and play the game. Step 3, continue watching the How to Play video for instructions, 1 game at a time. Stop the tape and play each game. Just follow the instructions. The tapes will tell you exactly what to do. You can also learn how to play the games from the playbook.
The phonics game is a total reading program disguised as 6 double-deck card games. Here's what you're going to learn. Game 1 teaches you all about the short vowels. In Game 2, you'll cover the long vowels. In Game 3, you'll learn about letters that sometimes copy the sound of another letter. In Game 4, you're going to be introduced to the tricky vowel combinations, such as OI, OY, AU, and AW. Game 5 really gets you through the sight words that break the rules in phonics. And in Game 6, you'll be learning 2, 3, and 4-syllable words, all the way up to high school reading level. Remember, all of the games are played basically the same way, by matching the same sound in the same position. You'll be immersed in the sounds, you'll see the words, and you'll move the cards. There's a lot of repetition, and that really helps you learn quickly. Whether you're planning to use it at home or in the classroom, the following tips will help you play the phonics game successfully.
The phonics game is a thorough reading program with all the materials you need to teach learners how to read. But don't let the size of the program make you nervous. Play 1 game at a time and use the phonics rule cards to help you through each game as you play.
This is the first time I've ever had a product where I could actually pick up the product and use it the way it already is. I've taught since 1971. I've never found a product I could do that with.
It's important that you move through the games from 1 to 6. Each game builds on the last, so don't get stuck on one game. Play it 2, 3, or 4 times, then move on to the next one. You can always go back to review.
My advice to parents is that this phonics game really works, especially in spelling. For those who are beginning reading, then they will start decoding and sounding the letters and then reading the words as they sound them. But once they go higher from copycats and onwards, then they will be learning more words. They will be encountering more difficult words, longer words that they will be able to use when they go to high school.
In order to be successful, you have to find time to play the games, and that means setting aside some time every week to play. One of the ways some people have found to do this is by having a pizza night. Nobody has to cook dinner. You can have pizza and all play together.
Don't buy the game and let it sit in the closet. Because I have 2 kids that have done that, and they're not improving.
You should plan to play 2 or 3 times a week for about a half hour. You don't have to play the whole game each time. You can just set a timer or play with part of the deck. Keep in mind, the average child manages to watch 26 hours of television a week, so I think they should be able to find time for the phonics game.
Remember, the phonics game really works, but to learn anything of value, you have to find time to practice.
I'm Louie. I run the phonics game fun zone for those busy times when you can't get the family together to play the card games. Just visit me on the CD-ROM to practice everything you learned in the phonics game.
In order to make learning to read fun, it's important that you keep a game atmosphere because children learn more when they're having a good time.
Our students enjoy playing the phonics game. They think it's fun, and it's fun for the teachers and the instructional aides as well. It almost becomes like a family situation in the classroom, almost like you're home. The kids are home in their living room playing a game, and they kind of let their guard down a little bit. They're not afraid to make mistakes because of the way the game is put together. We have all the students helping each other out.
It's really important to have patience when working with young kids. The rules of the game are flexible. So if your children have trouble with a game, modify the rules to suit them. It's most important to keep it fun.
Don't be surprised if older learners are resistant to the game at first. They might think the game's too basic for them, but with a little creativity, you'll find a way to break through their objections. Trust me, it will really help their reading.
At first, when I played the game, I felt kind of stupid, but my dad told me it was kind of like playing football. You always have to start from the beginning and work your way up. So as we started playing, I learned a few things or two, and I felt good to beat them.
Once you start playing, you'll find that you can learn along with your kids. Many adults say they improved their own spelling and reading skills by teaching their kids the phonics game.
That's another thing that's kind of an interesting side of all this, because along with the game and learning how to read, there's a secondary benefit. You learn how to spell. You know, spelling is one of those things where you say, well, it's because you can't spell English because it's nothing but a bunch of exceptions, that there are no rules, which is untrue. There are very specific rules that we have in English on how to spell. And you learn them sort of as a secondary consequence of playing the game.
Be flexible and have fun while you play. The most important thing is to put the time and effort in because the phonics game really works.
Use it, enjoy it, and believe you can succeed.
The 26 letters of the alphabet are divided into 2 categories, vowels and consonants. The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y and W act as vowels. All of the other letters are consonants. Now let's start with the 16 consonants that make only one sound. The first letter is B. Be sure to say it with us. B. Bus.
B. B. B.
Next is D. Say it. D. Dog.
D. D. D.
F sounds like F. Fan. H is like a puff of hot air. Try it with us. J says J. No cheating at home. Be sure to say it with us. J.
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 K says k, as in kiss. K and CK together also says k. L. L. Lamp.
O.
O.
M says mask. You can't say this sound if you hold your nose. Try it. N is another letter that sounds through your nose. Nest. P has no voice. Pig. Q is always followed by U. Together they say quilt.
Qua.
R says as in rat. T also has no voice. It's whispered. Tent. V says as in vest. Vest. The main sound of X is like K and S together. X, as in box. You try it.
X.
The last one sound consonant is Z. Z. Zip.
Z.
Now for the vowels. Each vowel has two sounds, long and short. The long vowel sounds say their own names. A, E, I, O, U. Say them with me. A, E, I, O, U. The short sounds are A, E, I, This might help you remember the sounds. At Ed's, it's odd up there. Short A says A, as in at. A. Short E says as in ed. Short I says as in it's. Short O makes the sound ah, as in odd. Ah. Short U says as in up. The two sometimes vowels are Y and W. They're called sometimes vowels because they can be a consonant or act like a vowel to change another letter's sound. Y usually says y.
Yeah.
W usually says w. We call the next group of letters copycats because they sometimes copy the sound of another letter. For now, let's focus on the main sounds of C, G, and S. C usually says k, just like K. G usually says g. S usually hisses. S. The untouchables are two consonants that make a new sound when they're put together. So to get that sound, keep the letters together. Don't touch them. CH says ch. SH says sh. WH says wh, as in when. It's very similar to the W sound, but with WH, more air is released. In fact, can make a paper strip move. The strip doesn't move with the W sound. See the difference? TH has two sounds, as in thin, and as in this. That's it. You've now learned all the sounds you need to play the games. Let's do a quick review of all the sounds in alphabetical order from A to Z.
B, K,
D,
E,
G,
I,
J,
Oh.
A, W, X, Y, Z.
Now that you've finished reviewing the sounds, you're ready to learn how to play the games. We have a few quick reminders before we get into Game 1. You don't need a lot of time to play. If you have limited time, you can set a timer, and when the time is up, the player with the most cards wins. Or you can use less cards. You can be flexible with the rules if your kids are having trouble with a game. The Phonics game is about learning and having fun more than it's about the rules of the card games. Everyone begins with Game 1, even though it might seem too simple for you. It's really important to practice your sounds and build a strong foundation for the rest of the games. You can play the games with up to 6 players. Today we're going to play with 3 players, myself, Michael, and you. So pay close attention as I deal you your cards.
Hi, remember me? I'm Louie from the Fun Zone CD-ROM. I'm here to help you home viewers with your cards.
The first time you play, just place deck A on top of deck B. There's no need to shuffle at the beginning. After the first game, you want them to come up in random order so each game is different, so you'll shuffle then. The winner will be the person who has the most cards at the end of the game. Each player is going to sound out a card to form what we call a bone pile, which is 4 cards. The bone pile is an old dominoes term you might have heard before. Since this is the first time we're filling the bone pile, we take turns. Okay? I'll start. I turn up the card and first sound out the word. B-E-D, bed. Your turn.
Okay. This card says top.
Can you sound it out first?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Top.
Excellent. Now it's your turn at home. I'll turn up your card for you. You would say,
Remember to sound out the word.
set. Set. I turn up one more card to fill the bone pile. Win. Win. Because I put the last card in the bone pile, it's my turn to start. I turn up another card. Bat. That's the card I'm going to play. Now remember, the way that you win is by getting the most cards. I can take any card where I can match the beginning, the middle, or the end sound. I can take the B at the beginning of bed with the B at the beginning of bat. And I can take the T at the end of set with the T at the end of bat. I don't see any others that I can take. I'll line up my cards over here by the short vowel sounds in the middle. Okay, now we need to fill up the bone pile again because we always have to have how many cards?
4.
Okay, it's your turn, Michael. Turn up a card and sound out the word.
Okay. Here's the card. This
And
card
it sounds
says
out. Go ahead.
lip.
Good.
Mad.
Okay. Now let's see if you can sound out the one you turn up.
This one says yet.
Okay. Can you take any cards? Well, there's nothing that you can take. Well, when that happens, if a card takes nothing, just add it to the bone pile. It's okay to have more than 4 in the bone pile. All right, now it's your turn. I'll turn up a card for you. You get men.
Yes! We have some matches!
You can take the N at the end of win with the N at the end of men. You can also take the M at the beginning of mad with the M at the beginning of men. And here we have a middle take. You can take the E in the middle of yet with the E in the middle of men, right? Okay, and let's line these up over here. Next thing I need to do is what?
You have to fill up the bone pile.
You're right. Uh-oh. That's a different card. That's called a letter card. A letter card is different. It's an E in the middle. Even though there aren't enough cards in the bone pile, you play letter cards right away. There aren't any to take out of the bone pile, but letter cards are a different kind of card. I can take cards from other players. I can't take any from you because you don't have any yet.
Uh-oh! She sees our cards with E in the middle.
But I can take the E in the middle of yet and the E in the middle of men. And I'll add these to my cards. Okay, Michael. Your turn. Can you fill up the bone pile and sound out the word?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
This says check.
Good job.
And now I have to
Sound it this time. Let's see what you get.
rig.
Good.
Now I have to play. Ooh, I got a joker.
Oh, you did get a joker. Jokers are different. The joker takes any letter card and whatever it will take. So look around. Do you see any letter cards?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, where are they? Well, they're all mine. So here you go. Now, just tell me why you can take them.
Because I have the joker.
That's right. And you have the E in the middle of?
The E in the middle of bed, and the E in the middle of set, and the E in the middle of yet, and the E in the middle of men.
Perfect. Do you see any that you can take from the bone pile?
Yes.
And you can take that. What's in the middle of that word?
E.
That's right, in the middle of?
Check.
Good. Good work. So now it's time for you to play at home.
Remember to sound out each letter and say what position it's in before you take a card.
The real learning comes from the repetition of the sounds and being aware of their positions. You're ready to turn off the tape and play game one.
Welcome back. Hope you had fun playing game one. Now you're ready to learn about the long vowels and how you can tell if a vowel is long or short. Remember what we learned earlier. Short vowels follow the key sentence. At Ed's, it's odd up there. And long vowels simply say their own name. These words are m, a, d, mad, it, bit, and n, a, t, not. Let's see what happens when we add a silent E to these words. M, a, d, made. B, I, t, bite. And n, o, t, note. So the E changes the vowel from short to long. We call it the magic E because it changes the sound of the vowel in front of it.
Now that's magic!
That's all you need to know to play Deck A of Game 2. Just like Game 1, the person with the most cards at the end of the game wins. Today we're going to be playing with Ronald, and of course you.
Don't worry, it's our turn to win!
We start by filling the bone pile. I'll go first. I cover the gray E at the end of the word and then sound it out. R-A-D, rod. Then I uncover the magic E and sound it out again. R-O-D, road. The vowel changes from short to long. Ronald, it's your turn.
I, N, fin, I, N, fine.
Great. Now for you at home, ready to sound it out?
Be sure to sound out your word without the magic E first, then with the magic E.
At, rat. Then I'll uncover it, and you'd say ate, rate. I'll finish filling the bone pile. Ip, rip, ipe, ripe. Since I put the last card in the bone pile, I'll go first. I draw it, kit, kite, kite. Just like in Game 1, the object of the game is to take as many cards as you can. In Game 2, you can take any cards that have the same sound in the same position from the bone pile. You can also take the same vowel sounds from other players. I'll take the I in the middle of fine with the I in the middle of kite, and the I in the middle of ripe with the I in the middle of kite, and the T at the end of rate with the T at the end of kite. The reason I say it's at the end is because the E is silent, so the T is the last sound you hear. That's it. Just like in Game 1, I'm going to line my cards up by vowel sounds. Okay, Ronald, it's your turn. Can you fill the bone pile?
App, nap.
Now sound it out long. You did a good short job.
Ape, nape.
Great. Next card.
Op, mop. Ope, mope.
Good. Last one.
Con. Cone.
And for your turn.
Pin.
Say it long.
Pine.
Great. So what can you take?
I could take the in at the end of cone.
Great. Put it up here with your turn. Anything else? Remember, you can take vowel sounds from me.
I could take
Can you take?
I in the middle of kite. I could take the I in the middle of right. I could take the I in the middle of fine.
Great. You sure caught on fast. Let's give you all these cards over here and stack them up by vowels. Got it? Okay. Now it's your turn at home.
Here's our chance to catch up with Ronald.
Oh, you got a take card. You play take cards just like letter cards as soon as they turn up. In this case, it says to take all the long A words. So you can take all the long A words from other players as well as the bone pile. You can take nape from the bone pile, and you'll also get to take rate from me. That was your turn.
Wow! We did it!
Now I refill the bone pile. Mad, made. I draw a rule card. The E at the end of a word usually makes the first vowel long, makes it say its name. The E is so strong that we call it magic E. Now, rule cards are something new in Game 2. When you get one, if it's too difficult for you to read, you can have somebody help you. Then you just have to repeat it in your own words. If you do it right, you get to keep the card. So in this case, I just repeated in my own words. The E at the end of a word is so strong it makes the vowel in front of it long. Okay, I get to keep the rule card, and I take another turn because rule cards get an extra turn. Oops. I draw a joker. Jokers can be used to take card from you, and that means I get to take the long A words. I get to take the long A in nape and the long A in rate, and I also get to take the long A in made from the bone pile.
Rats! She took our cards!
In this game, we also have another new card, give cards. In this case, it says give all your long O words to the last player. If I got it, I'd be lucky because I don't have any O cards. So if you don't have anything to give, you just keep the card yourself. Now you're ready to play Game 2, Deck A. You can turn off the tape and play Game 2, Deck A. Welcome back to Game 2, Deck B, to learn more silent partners. We're going to learn another way to make vowels long. E, t, meet. O, d, road. S, o, sail. When two vowels are close together in the same syllable, the first vowel says its own name and the second vowel is silent. Once again, you're trying to get the most cards. We start by filling out the bone pile. Because the two vowels are together, it says its own name, and the second vowel is silent. So this is p, I, pie. Remember, since this is the first time we're filling the bone pile, we take turns. So you remember Ronald. It's your turn to fill the bone pile.
O, toe.
Great. And for you at home? T, A, O, tail. Now for my turn in the bone pile, I get P, A, pay. Remember, Y and W are sometimes vowels, so Y is acting like a vowel here. Since the two vowels are together, the A says its own name, and the Y is silent. Now it's my turn, and I draw T, I. Okay. I can take the same sound in the same position. So I can take the T at the beginning of toe with the T at the beginning of tie, and I can take the T at the beginning of tail with the T at the beginning of tie. But I can also take the I in the middle of pie with the I in the middle of tie. Your turn, Ronald. Fill up the bone pile.
O, low.
Great.
Eat, meat.
And the last card for the bone pile?
Oat, boat.
Very good. Now for your turn. Sound it out first.
L.
Okay, what does that say in the middle?
A, O, nail.
Very good. So what can you take from the bone pile?
I could take at the beginning of meat.
Mm-hmm, you sure can. Anything else?
I could take
You sure can. The A in the middle of my tail. Boy, you caught that one. Remember, you can take vowels from the other players. Okay, are you ready to play at home? We'll fill it up. Oh, you got a take card. Take all the silent A words.
You can take boat because it has a silent A.
Remember, you use take, give, and jokers right away. Now, I refill the bone pile with eat, meat, and road. For my turn, I get coat. I can take the t at the end of meat, and I can take your boat with my OA because it's spelled the same and it's in the same position.
Shh! Don't tell her she missed road. She'll look more carefully next time.
Deck 2B plays the give cards and joker cards the same way as game 2A. Now you're ready to play Deck B. Turn off the tape and have a good time.
Game 3, Copycats, has a few important rules of phonics. Remember to keep your phonics rule card with you while you play the game in case you need to refresh your memory. Don't get frustrated. Everyone needs to brush up on these rules when they're playing. Remember, this is a game and it should be fun. And once you've played a few times, the rules will be second nature to you. In this game, we're going to learn about letters that copy the sounds of other letters. C can copy the K as in K or S as in S. Do you know when it makes each sound? Look at these words and see if you can figure out the rule for yourself. City, cat, scent, cut, cycle, cone, crate, ace. C says S like S if the letter following it is E, ace, I, city, or Y, cycle. C says K like K if any other letter follows it. Cat, cut, cone, crate. G also changes sounds depending on what letter follows it. The main sound G makes is G as in gum, but it can copy J, J as in gentle. Just like the C, the sound of the G changes most often when the letter following it is E, gentle, I, gigantic, or Y, Jim. The C rule is very consistent, but the G rule does have exceptions, such as get, girl, and give.
Oh boy, this is a lot to remember. It's a good thing we have the phonics rule chart. Be sure to keep it next to you when you're playing the game.
The third copycat letter in this game is S. S can sound like Z when it is surrounded by vowels, fuse, or at the end of a word, cans. The final copycat in this game is the letter Y. At the end of a word, Y can either sound like long I or E. If it's the only vowel in the word, like my, it sounds like long I. If there are other vowels, as in baby, it sounds like long E. There's one more kind of word that appears in this game. Let's look at the word edge. We know that the G sounds like J because it's followed by E. But why does the word edge have a D? It needs the D to stop the magic E from jumping over the G and making the first E long. The word is edge, not eege. Can you think of other words that follow that rule? Ledge, hedge.
Wow! Now I understand why those words are spelled that way.
Okay, let's have a quick review of the 4 copycats in game 3A. C sounds like K or S. G sounds like J or G. S sometimes sounds like Z. Y sometimes sounds like long I or long E. The goal of this game is to take the most cards, and up to 6 people can play. Today, I'm going to be playing with Alan and with you. So pay close attention when it's your turn. Let's start by filling the bone pile. This time, you have to sound out each word and explain why it makes the sound it makes. Keep your phonics rule card nearby in case you need some help. All right, my first card is ace, face. The magic E at the end makes the A long, and the C sounds like S because it's followed by an E. Alan?
Ace, race. The magic E makes the A long, and the C sounds like S because it's followed by the E.
Good. Now it's your turn at home. Ice. So you should say, the magic E makes the I long, and the C sounds like S because it's followed by E. Now it's my turn to finish the bone pile. A-C, lacy. The A is long because it's a vowel at the end of the syllable. The C sounds like S because it's followed by Y, and the Y sounds like long E because it's not the only vowel in the word. Now it's my turn to play. In this game, you take cards that rhyme with each other from the bone pile and from other players. Words rhyme when they have at least one vowel sound and the ending consonant that sound the same. For example, race rhymes with face and my rhymes with shy. I've drawn ace, lace. Remember, you have to explain why the letters sound like they do. The magic E makes the A long, and the C sounds like S because it's followed by E. Let me see what it rhymes with. Lace rhymes with face, so I can take that. It also rhymes with race, so I can take that. Okay, time to fill up the bone pile, Alan.
Okay. Age, page. The A is long because the magic E and the G sound like the J because it's followed by the E.
Good.
Age. The A is long because the magic E and the G sounds like J because it's followed by the E.
Okay, now it's your turn to take one to play.
Oh, got a rule card.
Good. Now, in this game, just like in game 2, you read what's on the rule card, then you explain it in your own words. So give it a try.
The letter C copies K or S. It copies S when a letter after it is E, I, or Y. Some examples are cent, city, and cycle.
Okay, can you explain it in your own words?
Cent, the C sounds like S because the E is followed after the C.
Good. That's great. Well, you get to keep the rule card, and you get to take a turn.
Rice. The E makes the I long, and a C sounds like S because it's followed by an E. Right here, it rhymes with ice, so I can take that card.
That's right. Good job. Now, it's your turn at home. You have to fill up the bone pile, and you draw fuse. The U is long because of the magic E, and the S sounds like Z because it's surrounded by vowels. Now you draw a card to play. Ice, nice. The E makes the I long, and the C sounds like S because it's followed by an E.
Oh, no! We can't take anything from the bone pile, but wait! We can take rice and ice from Alan because they rhyme with nice.
In addition to the rule cards, this game also has give, take, and joker cards. Just play them like you did in the other games. Stop the tape now and go ahead and play game 3A. Game 3, Deck B, teaches us 5 more copycat sounds and focuses on some words with more than one syllable. A syllable is just a piece of a word that acts like a little word in a bigger word. Let's review the rules of syllables. To begin with, every syllable has a vowel sound. A vowel in the middle of 2 consonants is usually short. A vowel at the end of a syllable is usually long. If you have trouble hearing the syllables, remember, every syllable must have a vowel, so you can count the syllables by counting the vowel sounds. We'll have more practice with syllables in Game 6. If you have trouble with the syllables here, you can play Game 6A first for more practice with breaking words into syllables. Now for the new copycat sounds.
Be sure to keep your phonics rule cards handy.
PH always sounds like F. CH says ch, but it can also sound like k, often when it's near an R. X at the beginning of a word sounds like x. Did you know that comes from the Greek? QU sounds like qu together. Y in the middle of a word makes the same sound I would make in the same position. In gym, it's surrounded by consonants, so it's short. In cyclone, it's the last letter in the syllable, so it's long. Once again, keep your phonics rule chart handy if you need help. Just you and I play this one. So first, we form the bone pile, just like in 3A. City, city. The C sounds like S because it's followed by I, and the Y sounds like long E because it's not the only vowel in the word.
Now it's our turn. Remember to take turns filling the bone pile on the first round.
Civil, civil. The C copies S because it's followed by I, and the second I is short because it's surrounded by consonants. Citrus, citrus. The C copies S because it's followed by an I, and the U is short because it's surrounded by consonants.
We're up again.
The fourth one in the bone pile is cell, cell. The C copies S because it's followed by E, and the E is short because it's surrounded by consonants. In this game, you take cards by matching the first 2 letters in the word. Remember, you can take cards from the bone pile or other players.
Uh-oh, we haven't played this game before. Let's have her play the first card.
All right, I draw scent. The C copies S because it's followed by an E, and the E is short because it's surrounded by consonants. I can take the CE in cell with the CE in scent. Now, you need to refill the bone pile. Here you go.
We're on.
Gym. The G sounds like J because it's followed by Y, and the Y sounds like short I because it's surrounded by consonants. Okay, your card to play is gypsy. Gypsy. The G sounds like J because it's followed by Y, and the first Y sounds like short I because it's surrounded by consonants. And the last Y sounds like a long E because it's at the end of the word, and it's not the only vowel. You can take gym with gypsy.
And that's it. This is the end of your phonics game starter kit. If you want to learn all the rules and sounds of phonics, please call us at 1-888-315-7323 to order the rest of the phonics game total reading system.